All right, on tonight's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our generative AI course, and tonight we're going to be working on our front end of our medical chatbot. So let's have a look at what we went over tonight. Let me get that pulled up. So tonight we just added a feature to our chatbot. Well, it's not really a feature to our chatbot. It's just a feature that I learned that it's going to come in use. It's going to come in very useful and handy when you're dealing with large projects and you got a lot of files. So let's just pick up where we left off from last time. So you remember we implemented our simple logic. This is the end of it here. And this is our simple logic we have created. We can actually run the code now as is to create all the files we have in our list so far. Now that we can see that it is working properly and creating our files, we will add a few more files to our list to be created. Let me show you that really quickly. So you can see here now we have a test.py. So now we must compile the code every time we change in order to update the code. That's supposed to be change something. Let me get and just add that really quickly. So every time we change something in our list, we make an update, we take something off, or we put something on, we got to recompile it so the list can be updated in the system. So as we can see, we can create as many files and folders as we want. So in the future, when we're working on large projects, instead of creating folders and files one by one, we can use this simple template to create all the files and folders we need at once. We can combine this code with the logic that goes along with it, and we can save us a lot of time when formatting. So let me show you exactly what's going on. So you can see here it did work. We did create all of our files, but I was having a hiccup in the beginning. But the instructor was too at one point. But then I run into a separate problem myself after we solved the initial problem. So this static right here, let me show you the original code. I just copy and pasted. Keep that in mind. I copied and pasted from this one up here. Let me find it really quickly. This is where we're taking notes on and we are doing our code. This isn't the strictly code one. Yeah, where is the list at? Is this all right? So you can see here, I copied and pasted from this original list right here, and you can see this static is different. It doesn't have the backslash that get keep, so that was throwing an error every time we tried to compile it. Come to find out that we couldn't run static as an empty folder, we had to add something to it. So that's why you see the modification down here to actually get the file to work in the first place. So that's the issue we ran into with the instructor. You can see the static right here, or forward slash dot get keep. So that's what we needed to do to get everything going. But once we got everything going, I was noticing that I wasn't picking up the test.py file. I kept running and it kept stopping at the templates chat.html. So I didn't know what was going on. I was seeing it instructors. His went all the way through and it was picking up the test.py file. So I had to run mine a few more times and see exactly what's going on. Now keep in mind I told you I copy and pasted from the original file that's up here. But you can see, if you're looking at this, you probably won't notice it at first glance. But of course, I am missing a comma right here because I expected this to be the end of the code. I didn't think we were going to add anything so soon. So I'm missing a comma. So when I copied and pasted it and brought it down here, and then I added test.py, I didn't add the comma here. So it wasn't, the code wasn't reading test.py because in its mind, it ended after this last comma up here. The code ends after the comma, after the last comma. So it knows whatever's after this last comma is it. If there's no comma here, it's not expecting anything else. So I left this comma off, indicating that this was the last thing I wanted to have created. And it kept coming up as this until I noticed that the comma was missing. Added the comma, ran it, and went through fine. Let me show you the files that it created for us. So you can see here, these are all the files. All these new files that I didn't have before were created simply by just using this list and creating them right here all at once, which will come in very handy instead of creating them one by one over here in this section. See this new file, new folder, we had to do those one by one, and we could have just ran some simple code with some simple logic to get everything created. But that's what we did for the night. Like I said, just take my time working through it to make sure I get everything down packed and I know exactly what's going on and how to actually implement these things on my own. And of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way on the progress. But for now, this is the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.